Brew with Friends. We got our buddy Chemo here with Chemo's Barbecue. It's Food Truck Month on the Morning Brew with Friends. We got Bernalillo County on the brew, and then we're telling us all about the Chili Festival. Doesn't that sound awesome? And then we got our friends from the Senate Credit Union here with our friends from Discus, all on the Morning Brew with Friends. I got to get in there.
Into the disco scene.
Oh, wow. It's a lot further from the parking lot on in here. I had to run all the way through the whole studio. I just barely made it. This is Nevin on the Morning Brew with Friends. This is great. We got the food truck out there again today. If anybody wants to come down, we're just at 312 3rd Street. And it's 912, thank you. You know the address better than I do. Don't want to get people lost. Still out of breath from running that whole long distance in here. Spilling coffee the whole way, I think. Nevin.
Don't do that.
This is great, though. We're having a good time. You guys will be talking about the Chili Festival in a minute, but first things first, we have headlines that are brought to us by our friends at the Tony and Guy Hairdressing Academy. And first things first today, have you heard about Albuquerque's new brand?
No.
Yeah, just last night. The Albuquerque Convention Visitors Bureau decided we have a brand new brand for Albuquerque. And, you know, the It's a Trip campaign. Remember that?
No, I haven't seen that.
That was the old brand that they used for tourism. And it was the idea of, you know, it was a fun, interesting thing, you know, just say Albuquerque, it's a trip, right? And now the new brand is, are you ready for this?
Hit me.
Change your perspective. And this is what it looks like. This is what some of the ads are going to look like for Albuquerque going forward. And I love this. And they actually have spent the last year doing research, trying to figure out who the best visitors are at Albuquerque. And they're trying to basically do a bunch of ads targeted at the tourists we want to get to Albuquerque. And there's basically two different groups now that they're looking at, which I think is great. One is, they call them the intrepid traveler, which are the people who are looking for the fun, interesting, kind of goofball trip where you come to Albuquerque, you go up the mountain and have a good time. And then also baby boomers, who are the folks, you know, looking for a nice quiet vacation, you know, go hang out, shop around in Old Town, that kind of thing. And I love it. So that'll be the new brand. It's going to be showing up all over airports, all over the country soon, in travel magazines, everything else. I'll be watching for it in that Southwest Airlines travel magazine isn't going anywhere. And next on headlines, there have been 21 new restaurants to make the Wine Spectator list. And this is a big deal. I know you're a foodie, right?
Foodie.
You guys love food at Biscuit. And whenever a restaurant makes any of these national lists, we always love to talk about it here on the Brew. And 21 New Mexico restaurants made the list. Now, my buddies at Artichoke made it, Scalo made it, and a bunch of restaurants. Don't have enough time to mention them all here on the Brew. But if you like wine and you like food, this is your chance to go out and find the best restaurants that put the two together.
Nice.
You know, are you a wine guy too?
I love wine.
Where's your go-to spot for wine and food?
Home.
The place we don't have to drive to, right?
There you go. You know, there's so many different good restaurants around town that you know, it's hard to pick a single favorite one.
Albuquerque's a town of that.
Yeah.
We've been really good at, you know, really getting a lot of local restaurants and not really supporting the chains, which I love. And this is cool. The PNM has a brand new agreement with, you know, they've been fighting for years now over what to do about their coal-fired power plant up north. And PRC, the regulators here in the state, and environmentalists, and PNM, they've all kind of been at odds for a long, long time about what to do about it. And PNM lost a battle just a few months ago at the PRC, and now they're trying to come to another agreement, trying to just figure it out. You know, I guess this stuff is not easy. And they're going to shut down part of the plant. That part's been talked about, but now they're talking about new job training things and buying power from other areas now. So it looks like most of our electricity, even the stuff that comes here to the Morning Brew, would be coming from wind and solar more than ever before.
That's getting popular.
If this goes through, yeah, it's getting popular. It's also getting less expensive to buy solar and wind power.
And you know, New Mexico has a lot of good solar manufacturing companies and wind as well.
Right. So it'd be great if we can support all of those, right?
Exactly.
And then this is really interesting. I don't know if you probably heard about the big spill.
Oh yeah.
Up
it's
north.
horrible.
It's horrible, right? And they're trying to figure out how to clean up the water up north. And I just feel like this is the most like adding insult to injury. So all the farmers up north, especially the guys in Navajo Nation, they said, great, sorry about the water, we will truck in water for you. They trucked in contaminated water.
Oh, no.
And that's what the farmers are saying. They can visibly see like petroleum layers in the water that the EPA is trucking in. So they're trying to figure out now what to do about that. And then the company Google had its operations in the East Mountains. And it was they were making the drones out there. And now it looks like the governor has just stepped in and she's helping market that building and trying to get somebody else into that spot. State spent $1 million to help Google get there. It's another good try to help somebody else get there. This was her making the announcement yesterday, day before yesterday. And so it'd be great to see if we can get somebody else to move into that. It's a 60,000 square foot building, which I don't know how large the Disket facility is, but
22,000 square foot.
So 3 times as large as what you've got. You could do a lot with that, right?
Yeah, there's a lot of space.
So
And
the
hopefully
governor's
bring a lot more jobs, hopefully.
right. We'll see what happens. See if they can bring another drone manufacturer, another airplane manufacturer out there. And then finally, I think a lot of us saw this yesterday. It like broke my Facebook when Donald Trump said that he wants to build a wall around New Mexico, and he's like, Mexico, New Mexico, just build a wall around it. And for those of you that actually thought this was a real thing, it's actually not.
Oh.
So many of my Facebook friends were like, oh my God, I can't believe Donald Trump. And other friends were like, this is the funniest story ever, right? And it's all a fake news site. They do a good job of making it look like news, but it's all fake news. But we'll be back. We'll check it with Chemo real quick outside. We got a camera guy out there. He's making food. Come on down, business. There he is. Hey, Chemo.
How's it going?
What are you making out there right now?
Right now I got some teriyaki chicken going and some teriyaki beef.
That sounds awesome. We're going to sample some of that, right?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll be out there in a minute to try some of that. We'll be back in a couple of seconds with our friends from New Center Credit Union on the Morning Brew with Friends.